Hello and welcome back. So this is going to be another ranking video. I am very excited because I will be ranking my highlighters. I love watching these videos. Tons of people are doing them. I have done the ranking my eyeshadow palettes video a few months ago, so I will link that if you are interested. I have 18 to rank here. The only one, I'm not gonna be including this because this is my depotted highlighters and indie. So I have Divina, depotted Nastasia, depotted Oprah. So I do love this, but I didn't think it made sense to rank this palette. So yes, I will be ranking 18 highlighters, and there are some highlighter palettes in this. So let's get into it. Number 18, this was pretty easy. Unfortunately, my least favorite highlighter is Becca Opal. And this actually is a deluxe size. I haven't even used this one yet, but I have another deluxe size that I'm really close to finishing, so it's just a little too dark for me. That's the problem with it, but I do like the Becca formula, although it is not as intense as other highlighters. So I don't know, there's just something about this undertone that can look a bit dirty on my skin tone. I still like it, so I do still keep this, but yeah, this is my least favorite. Number 17 is a highlighter palette. This is the Makeup Geek Kathleen Lights collab, but they do now sell all three of these colors individually. And this one's hard because, as you can see, I've hit pan on this one and I love it. This is one of my favorite gold highlighters ever. As you can see, I've hardly used these. And unfortunately, these are also a little too dark for me. I can use this one if I mix it with this one. This one just looks a little dirty on me, so that's the problem. I keep this around because I love this one so much, but I never use the other two. So this is something I've debated getting rid of for a while, but the formula is really good. So yeah. Number 16 is this ColourPop highlighter palette. This is the Gimme More. And you know, I like this one okay. The formula is a bit powdery. Some of the shades are too dark for me, but these three shades I really, really like, particularly this one. I love it has pink in it, but it's not my favorite formula. So this again, kind of debated getting rid of it, but I like the colors in it. It's just not my favorite formula. So yeah. Number 15 is actually Becca Prosecco Pop. And I like this one, I do, but sometimes it's just too yellow on me, although sometimes I like that, but usually I like more of a lighter champagne highlighter. But I do think this looks good on my skin tone because I have very warm undertones and I have hit pan on it actually. So I like this one, but I just don't reach for such a gold on a regular basis. Next up, this was so expensive. Part of me is like, why did I buy this? But this was like a YouTube made me buy it. People were talking about this a few years ago. This is the Bobbi Brown Shimmer Brick in Beige. And these are, I think, like $48. Whoa, what? I mean, it is really finely milled, and mixing all of these together, you do actually get a really nice beige highlight. And there's no chunks of glitter. It is very smooth. So I do like this, but $48, I don't think it's worth it because I have some less expensive highlighters that are just as good, if not better. So this is one of those, why did I buy it type of products. I like it, but it's okay. We're on number 13, and that is this Morphe highlighter. This one is called Extra. And this I like. I mean, this is a pretty standard champagne with some light gold in it. It's nice. You know, it's really finely milled. It's not glittery, but I don't know. It's just not anything amazing. It's not super intense. It's not super sheer. I don't know. It's good, but it's not amazing. Then we have this Wet n Wild highlighter. This is Blossom Glow. And actually, I really, really like this one. This has kind of like a pinky color to it. A few glitters, but pretty finely milled. This one is super intense and metallic. I cannot believe how intense this is for a $5 highlighter. Yeah, I really like it. I had some other ones from Wet n Wild, which I didn't think were as good, so I have decluttered those, but this one I really, really like. Next up is this highlighter from Elsie Cosmetics. This is Pearly Glaze, and the packaging is amazing. Part of what drew me to it in the first place. So this is like a shimmer brick type thing, you know, where you kind of, I just mix it all together. This one you can see is a bit more subtle. It's a very light champagne, but I do really like it. I feel like this color matches my skin tone really nice in a flattering way. It's definitely not too dark, but it's not too intense and frosty. So I think this is quite nice. It's pretty expensive for what it is. I think it's $36. I bought it with Ulta points, so I can't remember, but I do like it, but it's not the most amazing highlighter in the world. Okay, on to this, the Becca Afterglow Sunset Palette. And this actually only has 2 highlighters in it, but I do keep it with my highlighters because I mostly bought it for the highlighters. So I'm only ranking it based on these 2, which is Champagne Pop and what is that one called? Crystal Gold, which I think is a new one. And these are really nice. I feel like these suit my skin tone much better than Opal and Prosecco Pop do. You know, Champagne Pop, we've seen it a million times. It's a champagne. And then this one is like a really light yellow gold. This looks really good on my skin tone because I have yellow undertones. So I feel like it suits me really well. And I do like the Becca formula. I'm not ranking the Becca formula super high just because it's not that intense and I like other formulas better, which you will see shortly. But this is quite good. I'm glad that I bought this palette and I really like both Champagne Pop and Crystal Gold. Then we have this. This is the Makeup Forever Starlet powder in number 13, I think. Yeah. And I'm not gonna open this because every time I open it, it explodes everywhere. But this is the most intense light champagne highlighter I've ever tried, and I am wearing this today. This is super blinding. Only a teeny tiny, I had like barely any on my brush, and this is what it looks like. It is so intense. So my issue with this is that it's really messy. It's a loose powder. What are you gonna do? Loose highlighters are messy. However, I don't have anything like this in my collection. It is so blinding and intense. I do really like it. It's obviously not something I wear on an everyday basis, but I'm glad I have it around for those occasions. So if you don't mind loose highlighters and you want the most intense blinding highlighter ever, here you go. Okay, we are on to number 8. This is Oprah Beverly Hills. As you will see, love the Oprah formula. This one is like this pie-shaped one with these different colors. I usually go for this one or this one or this one. These are really intense. That one is like super white, crazy. This has some pink in it. Yeah, these are insane. These are almost as blinding as that Makeup Forever one, if not about the same, honestly. So if you like really intense highlighters, this is it. I really like this one. I don't get as much use out of the 2 darker ones in there, but I really enjoy this teeny tiny bit, super intense. So this is for people who like blinding highlighters. I love this formula. It's amazing. Number 7 is Oprah Everglow. This is the Nuki Tutorials collab. And I don't use this darker shade, but I absolutely love these 2. And they do sell these 2 individually. This one is called Glazed Donut. This is so amazing and frosty. Absolutely amazing. And this one is more of a champagne. I can't remember what this one is called, but I often love to mix these 2 together or just use one of them. Again, super blinding, absolutely amazing. Definitely one of my favorites ever. Okay, we are on to number 6. That is Essence Pure Nude Highlighter. I hesitated buying this for a while because I felt like it was probably going to be overrated and not that great. Well, I was wrong. And this is absolutely fantastic. It's a champagne type color. As you can see, it is actually fairly metallic. People say this is subtle, but you can actually build this up quite a bit. But another way I like to use it is just very slight amount. Use it as a finishing powder to blend my highlighter, blush, and bronzer all together. So this is a really good multi-use product. You can make it more intense, but it's not glittery. I mean, this isn't to the level of the Oprah by any means, but I mean, you can kind of build this up to a Becca level, I would say. Yeah, $5, fantastic quality, and can be used more sheer or more intense. Number 5, Urban Decay Sin. You've heard me talk about this a lot on my channel. This is definitely one of my favorites. I mean, it's a champagne with a bit of gold, as you can tell right there. Very intense, but no glitters at all. This one also can be built up or used more lightly. I just feel like the undertone of this just looks really good on my skin tone. It's not too frosty white like some of the Oprah ones, which can be a bit much. So this works better for day to day, but you can build it up to quite an intense level. These are sadly not sold at Sephora or Ulta anymore, but they are sold at Urban Decay website and also at Macy's. So I actually found this at Marshall's. So check there because they may have it. This is quite good. Okay, we are on number 4. I am quite excited. This is Hourglass Luminous Light. This is a small size, and I've actually finished a small size of this before. I kind of wish I'd bought the bigger one when I repurchased, but what are you gonna do? This will last a while. This, I don't know if you can, yeah, it's pretty subtle in the swatch. It's actually quite similar to that Essence one. I like this just a bit more, only because it's a bit more finely milled, but they are very similar. So honestly, you probably don't need this. You just get the Essence one because I do the same thing with this. I either use it as a really subtle highlighter or I use it as a finishing powder. Although I will say you can't build this up to the level of the Essence. So I do think they are different, but it is fantastic. There are some shimmers in this, but yeah, Luminous Light is the perfect name. This is fantastic. And this is the only one from Hourglass that I actually use as a highlighter. All of my other powders from them, I use either to set the face or as finishing powder, but this is the only one I use to actually highlight. I have large pores and oily like chin area, so I never put highlighter in those areas. I only put it here. But this one, if I do a tiny amount like on my nose and forehead, I can actually get away with that, and I can't with any other highlighter. Otherwise I look very greasy. So this is fantastic. I'm so glad I have this. And if I ever do finish this, I should probably just buy the full size. Alrighty, we are in the top 3. I am very excited. And I picked this Oprah March Beauty Word highlighter. I love this. I really like Samantha March, but I wouldn't buy this if I didn't like the product. This is a combination of Star Island and Pillow Talk. Again, you've heard me rave about the Oprah formula. It is so blinding, so intense, not glittery. Let me swatch these. These are sold individually. So she said this was only going to be limited edition. So you can buy the colors individually and they are sold at Ulta. But I bought this collab from the Oprah website. So there's Pillow Talk. As you can tell, it's more pink and this one is more gold. And oddly enough, they do mix well together, which when she said that, I was like, huh, I never thought to mix a pink and a gold highlighter, but somehow it looks super flattering. So I do sometimes just wear one or the other. Sometimes I wear both. And yeah, this is fantastic. And I love pink highlighters. So this one is amazing. Okay, time for number 2. And that is the Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Film Star Bronze and Glow. So obviously I'm only talking about this highlighter. And this one is, in the swatch, looking at it kind of looks like the Essence one also, but I would say it can be built up to be more intense than the Essence one and a lot more intense than the Hourglass Luminous Light, but it is also like a champagne type color, very finely milled. So you can put a small amount on to make it more subtle, or you can go with a heavier hand. And it doesn't look overly frosty, which is nice. Like this Makeup Forever one I'm wearing, this is like super frosty. And so are the Oprah ones, which I do love that. But during daytime, I usually wear this more for like a nighttime highlighter. But this one I feel like I can use for nighttime and daytime. You can't put too much on of this, honestly. It's just a really nice formula and I feel like the color suits me very well. All right, it is time for number 1, and that is this palette. This is Nastasia. This is the Sugar Glow Kit. I have to pick this for number 1 because I love this formula. I love it slightly more than Oprah, which I know I love Oprah, but there's just something a bit more metallic about this. but it sinks into the skin a bit better than the Oprah sometimes. Sometimes the Oprah can look like it's sitting on top and I have to really blend it out. I don't know, these are just so metallic, and the reason I love this one also is because I love all 4 shades. As you can see with that Makeup Geek highlighter palette, 2 of those shades are too dark for me, so I shouldn't have even bought it. But these, I can wear all 4 shades, and there's quite a bit of variety. There's a more yellow one, there's a bronze, and then these 2 are more pink. Yeah, Starburst, this is definitely one of my favorites. So it's more of a pink there, and then Marshmallow, this is more yellow. I don't know if you can even really tell, but I just feel like this formula is fantastic. I love the variety of shades. I use all 4 of the shades, unlike my other palettes, which, you know, I don't love all the shades. So yeah. This is it, number 1, my favorite highlighting product, I guess, because it's technically 4 different highlighters, but I do often mix these up, use them together, or I'll just use one of them, but I really like this formula. I feel like people don't talk about the glow kits anymore. They kind of had their heyday and have been forgotten, but I still really enjoy this. So yeah, number 1, Sugar Glow Kit. Alrighty, that is it for this video. I've officially ranked my highlighters. Now I'm kind of looking at that end, like maybe I should get rid of a couple of those. I'm not sure, we shall see. But that is it for this video. Let me know your favorite highlighter formula. I am a highlighter junkie. I absolutely love it. And check out my ranking eyeshadow palettes video if you have not seen that. So that is it, and thank you for watching.